Hello, this is Baddflexx and welcome to my animation tutorial. I am using Adobe Flash Professional CC version. If you're using an older version, you can still follow this tutorial as the technique and the tools are still the same. The user interface only looks a bit different. So the first thing you would want to do is to click on Action Script 3.0 to start a new animation. I am using the Animator workspace and yours might look a bit different. Most likely you would probably be on the Essential workspace. So if you click on the top arrow here, down arrow, and choose Essential, then yours would look like this. Or you can find the different workspace by clicking on Window, select Workspaces, and choose the one that you're familiar with or prefer. I prefer the Animator one, so I'm going to click on that one. If you click on Animator, you will notice yours looks like mine. So now we have here the white section here, which is called the stage. Anything that is on the stage will be visible during the animation. The gray area surrounding the white area is called off stage. Anything that is off stage will not be seen during the animation. Up here we have the timeline, and each of these little sections are called frames. Now frames are where we place objects, and when we navigate or when you play the animation, you will see them. Now frame FPS stands for frames per second, and that means how many frames will be played through when we view the animation. So here we have 24 frames per second. That means it will go through 24 of these within 1 second. Right, so over here we have layer, and we will get into how we use layers later on. Alright, so I'm going to create a frame by frame animation. One more important thing is we could use insert our ruler so we can lay out or we can see where we are placing our objects on our stage. So if I click on view and choose rulers, you're able to see the ruler, and we can help this to position. This can help us to position our objects on our stage. Also, one more important thing is we can add guides. So if I click on the ruler and draw my cursor down, you will see a guide popping up. I can also click on the left hand side here and pull out a guide, and this can help me to lay out my objects in a straight line and so on. If I click on the selection tool, I can then position my guides where I want. I can even have more than one guide to basically keep within a straight line or so. So you can figure out at a later date how you can use this. To get rid of the guides, I click on view, guides, and I can clear guides to get rid of them. I can change the guides color based on my background color. If my background color was the same color as the guide here, I would click on view, guides, edit guides, and change the color. Let's choose red. So I would change it there so that I can see my guides better if my background color was blue or the same color as the guide. I'm not going to use the guides now, so I'm just going to get rid of the guides. So I click on view, guides, clear guides. Alright, so I'm going to create a basic frame by frame animation, and I'm going to use a circle, and I want the circle to go around in a circular fashion or a circular pattern, getting bigger and smaller as we go along. So I click on my oval tool. When you put the cursor over the tools, you will notice the name pops up. So that's my oval tool, that's my polystar tool, my paintbrush, and so on. So I'm going to create a circle. So I make a circle, and this circle is on frame 1. Now to insert a new keyframe, I have to press F7. So I press F7, and that has now inserted a new keyframe on frame 2. So I'm now able to add images or anything I want to frame 2. So when I put another circle on frame 2, I cannot see what is on frame 1. So to enable me to see what is on frame 1, if I put my click on onion skin, that will cause me to see what's behind. I can then click on my selection tool and move my circle a bit ahead so it appears to go forward. So that's frame 1, frame 2. I want to insert another one on frame 3 and I want it to be a bit bigger, so I press F7 to insert a new keyframe. I then click on my oval tool again. I want this one to be red, so if I click red and make it a bit bigger, and I press F7 again to go to frame 4, and I want it to be yellow, so I draw a bigger circle, yellow. F7 again, and this time I want it to be pink. So I'm still on the oval tool if you notice, and I'm going to make it a bit smaller, and then I'm going to change the color. Let's do a new keyframe first. Change the color to green, and then make a smaller circle. So I'm going around in a circular fashion. You can use any shape, letters, numbers, and so on. I made this one black, make it a bit bigger. And just keep going like that. So each time I press a new keyframe, and I have 11 frames. Now 24 FPS is going to be really fast. So to see what the animation looks like now, if I hold the control key down and press enter, it is moving really fast. To slow this down, I'm going to close this, and I'm going to change the rate that it goes through each frame. So at the moment it's at 24 FPS, frames per second. So if I slow this down to at least say 3 frames per second, that's going to be really slow. Have a look at what this looks like. Right? So if I speed it up to at least 5 or 6, control enter again, and then I can see it moving a bit faster. Right? So that's how we create a basic frame by frame animation. You can do this you can use this to insert text, letters, numbers, and so on. This is only on one layer, so later on we look at doing new layers and adding more objects. Thanks for watching.